Hello, welcome to Three Crows Runes. My name is Jen. Let's do some rune readings. So today we are doing readings using the Aquarian Tarot deck and the Black Willow runes. And the readings are going to be all about what is flying under your radar right now. So there are 4 cards that are going to be dealing with 4 different situations that may be flying under your radar. Feel into the cards. One of them will have a message for you, or maybe more, who knows. So feel into the cards. I'm going to put the timestamps in the descriptions, and I will see you at the readings. Bye! Hello, card number 1 people. So card number 1 people, we're going to turn the card, and we're going to see what message the card has, to start with, talking about what is flying under your radar right now. So let's have a look. Oh, we're going to turn that. Ace of Rods. So something is beginning that has to do with will and manifestation and creating and communication, and there's a stain on this card. So let's see. Just something that's coming into being, something that's becoming, that may be flying under your radar right now, might be worth a look. Let's get some runes down from the Black Willow. Sorry, what did I say? Black Willow? Oh my gosh. It's Black Walnut. Black Walnut runes. Oh my gosh. So that's interesting. So let's get some Black Walnut runes down. I've invented a tree. The Black Willow. Now I have to write a story about it. This wants to go up here, so that's its opposite. Okay. So your central issue with this thing that is flying under your radar, that is something that is becoming, is I think it may be a situation where you're going to need to focus on it. The call is basically you need to pay attention to this at this point. We have Kaunas reversed. Kaunas is the rune of the fire. It's the torch. It has to do with something expanding, so something that starts small like an ember and goes into a blaze, except it's reversed on the central issue line. And this is basically saying that we need to hone this into a focus. It's not like expanding, but it's like it's honing into a point, into a focus. So you're going to focus on this. What led up to this, and this is why this is no longer flying under your radar, is because this has suddenly been revealed to you. We have Pertho. Pertho's the rune of the lot box. This has to do with surprises and also fate. Something that is being revealed to you, but that was always there. Suddenly this has come to your attention. So now you are turning your attention on it, this thing that is coming up. It's like a weed, except it's really pretty, but it's like a weed of some kind that's coming up. Maybe it's not a weed. Maybe it's something that's like going to be really beautiful for you, but it needs attention. What is going to help you in this situation is we have Algies reversed. Algies is the rune of the elk. This has to do with protection and support. It's reversed and it's on the helping line. So it's basically you are going to be turning your support on yourself. You're going to be basically protecting yourself and supporting yourself through this. You're going to stand up for this in this moment. You're like, you know what, this is something that I am noticing now. I'm bringing my focus to it, and I'm not going to get swayed by other people saying this is or isn't important. This is something that's important to me that I need to focus on because it was flying under my radar and now it isn't, and I'm giving it some major focus, and this is important for me and my protection. This is something that I'm doing to protect myself. What isn't going to help is just being disarmed about this. Like, first of all, it is disarming. This is something that was there and then suddenly you noticed it. So it's something you really need to focus on, something that's coming up, and has revealed itself and is coming into being and is manifesting. And if you ignore it, well, okay, 2 things. I'm going to read this 2 ways. First of all, if you're going to feel disarmed about it. You're like, what the heck is it? And so you're disarmed. It's going to cause you to hesitate, and this might distract your focus. The other thing this is saying is if you just don't tend it, if you don't take care of it, because it's, I don't know, whatever, you were ignoring it this long. But now that you've noticed it, if you ignore it, if you don't do your duty by it, if you don't take care of your responsibilities about it, that can make things worse. It's important for you to advocate for yourself in this, and whatever this happens to be, whether it's something good or not so good, you need to be the one that gives it awareness and gives it the attention that it needs in your life, and really give it the focus that it needs to have for moving forward. What your next step is going to be, it's going to be a very difficult challenge. We have Thurisaz reversed. Thurisaz is the challenge rune. It's always a challenge, but when it's reversed, it's like a really hard challenge, like almost impossible feeling. So what's going to help you with that is you're going to control what you can. We have Ingvaz, which is Ing's rune. Ing's another name for Frey. Frey's the fertility god, and this has to do with active creation. So you're going to basically be working with what you have and controlling what you can. And that's what's going to get you over this incredibly difficult challenge. It's like, this is something that, you know, it's there, you have to deal with it. And not everything is going to be in your control, but whatever is in your control, you're going to control, and you're going to work with it, and you're going to work with what you have to deal with this. What isn't going to help once you start really, really facing this extremely difficult challenge is, okay, first of all, giving up. Again, we have Othala reversed. Othala is the rune of the home and the homeland. Yeah, everything. These are really long, so they're sort of not as even as I would like to be. Okay, so what isn't going to help is we have Othala reversed. Othala is the rune of the home and the homeland. Reversed, it has to do with, well, it's in the lower line as well. So you're worried about losing your comfort zone. You're worried about letting go of things that you perhaps had included in your sense of home, but you may have to do that in terms of facing this challenge. These are things that you may have to take care of. These are things that you may have to give up. Not give up like in a bad way. No, you're not giving up hope, but you may have to give up some things that were part of your comfort zone before. And you're worried about that. You're worried about doing that. But what you're doing now, if you just, well, at that point, in that step, what you're doing at that point is you're working with what you have, and you're controlling what you can. And you're going to, it's like a really hard challenge, so you're going to need to use all of what you can do, like everything that you can do about this. I mean, this could be something, you know, that has to do with health, for all we know, and this is in terms of what this is saying to you. So it is something, I mean, it is looking similar to that. However, it might not necessarily be that, but it is something that is come up. It has been happening, it's been going on for a while, and it's something that you really need to give your focus to, stand up for yourself, control what you can, and really address this challenge that's come to you. And what this is going to lead you to is you're going to be able to express this in a way that maybe you couldn't before. We have Ansuz, which is the rune of communication and manifestation. It's almost like you're coming into harmony with what's coming through. You're going to be able to communicate it. You're going to be able to express it. But the fact is that you're continuing to control what you can and to use what you have to work on this. So at the very least, you'll be able to express it. You'll be able to communicate it. You'll be able to communicate it with others, and maybe even give a warning to others that if this comes into your attention, you need to give it the attention that it needs. You need to really, really give it the focus and stand up for yourself if you have to, and basically do whatever you can to overcome this challenge and to move past this challenge to where you're going to be able to tell your story. So that, card number 1, people, is your reading about what is flying under your radar. I wish you good luck with this, and I wish you a lovely day or evening. Take care till next time. Bye. Hello, card number 2, people. So card number 2, people, we're going to turn this over. We're going to see what has been flying under your radar, and it's been the world. Okay, so clearly the world hasn't been flying under your radar, but maybe it's been so overwhelming, and goodness knows I agree with you on this completely, where you've just been like trying to tune this out, because it's just been too much lately. It's really been just like too much, and you're worried about maybe you've tuned it out to the point maybe where you're worried even to look out the door anymore. And there are things out there that might be escaping your notice that might be important for you. So to know about, and also that might give you energy, as this first rune is telling us. So let's get some runes down. I'm going to lay the entire reading out. When I do sessions like this, usually I will let the first reading I do create the shape of what the readings are going to be, and then I'm just going to use the same shape for the other readings in the session. So that's going to be this and this. Let's turn them. Oh, there's I'll use again. And finally, your outcome. Just clearly deeper in. There we go. Okay. So your central issue right now is really focused on energy. We have Sovilo, the rune of the sun. It has to do with connecting with your source energy. This is what energizes you no matter what, like when you do it or whatever it is, like that brings you actually source energy. Like this is, you know what nourishes you and that brings you energy. But also there's a focus on the sun as vanquisher of darkness and illuminator, great illuminator of things. And so there's sort of, you're hoping for a victory of the light kind of thing. Leading up to this, there's been just a lack of not a lack of communication, but like a tuning out of communication, as we were talking about here. It's like this has been, you've had to tune it out because it's been too much of a din. So here we are, we're looking at how do I make sure that my energy is kept up, and also, we're hoping for some vanquishing of some of the stuff that's making things difficult. So what's going to help is tend your own garden, really. We have, there's not a garden here, but we have Tivaz. Tivaz is Tyr's rune. Tyr's the warrior god. He doesn't necessarily have to do with riding forth into battle, but he does have to do with tending your duties and responsibilities. And so making sure that whatever you have that is under your jurisdiction, that you are actually taking care of, and making sure that your duties and responsibilities are taken care of there, creating that as a foundation for yourself, that at the very least, the sun has touched this part of the world. You're basically staying on top of what you need to stay on top of. And, as above, so below, et cetera, et cetera. This will help extend outward into the world energy-wise. But that's basically what's going to help in this. If you're worried about the way that the world is being taken care of, take care of your world, and do the best you can with that, and that will help. What isn't going to help is worrying about all the needs and problems, all the constraints and all of the difficulties, the needs that need to be tended. We have Nauthi's reversed. Nauthi's is the rune of need. It is reversed and it's on the lower line, so it's just like, there's just the worries about the needs and the constraints and the things that need to be done, and then things that need to be tended. And obviously the antidote to that is tend them. If you have things that are in your control, that you are able to tend these needs and make things better, and they are in your realm, in your acre, do that. That's what's going to help, and that's what's going to help you feel better. And that by the end of the day, you're going to feel like, okay, well, I've done what I can, and I can sit in this small area of light that I've created. What your next step is going to be is you're going to sort of carry that outward, not super outward, like you can't solve everything, obviously, but you're going to control what you can, and you're going to work with what you have to do that. We have Ingvaz, which is the rune of Ing. Ing is another name for Frey. Frey's the fertility god, and this has to do with active creation. So whatever you can do, you will be so heartened by what you did in this first line. You're trying to make sure that your energy level is good, but also trying to bring light to the world. And you've been able to do it for yourself, in your circle, in your environment, your own personal environment. So let's bring it outward. Let's expand it a bit. We're going to basically carry it out. Anything that you have control over that you can make the world a little bit better, you're going to be doing that. And this is going to, what's going to help you with that is you're really going to be not swayed by the din. You're going to be standing up for yourself in this. You're going to be making the decisions about this. Obviously, you're not going to be forcing other people to do things. This is just going to be you basically standing up and going, I'm going to do what I can. This is what I can do in the world. And basically shaping what you can around you. And, as long as it's not, the whole thing where you're trying to control other people, you are controlling what you can in your grasp. What isn't going to help is everything feels really chaotic. We have Hagalaz, which is the rune of the hailstorm, and this is chaos. It's the uncontrolled uncontrollables. There will always be things out of your control, and no matter how frustrating that is, you can only work with what is in your control to a certain extent. Literally nothing is really in our control. But there are things we can do with what we have. So we make that choice, and basically standing up and doing that and not waiting for anybody else to do it is going to be what's going to help you with this, where you're not going to feel like things are flying under your radar anymore. You are going to be like, okay, what I can control, I'm going to. And what this is going to do is it's going to get you more in touch with your deep inner heart. We have Lagos reversed. Lagos is the rune of the water, and it's the lake, and it's emotion, intuition, and heart. You'll have a better grasp of your inner, your heart, as well as you'll see where you're not as contented as you'd like to be. You'll see where there's some negative emotions, but I'm seeing this more as you're going to be on top of that. You're going to be able to let your emotional state calm down a little bit more, is what I'm seeing this more as. But mostly just sort of being in more harmony with your heart, where you're feeling like you're actually getting something done in the day. Like you're actually accomplishing something towards maybe where you won't feel as needing, like you won't feel like you need to be hiding from the world anymore, because you know that what you're doing is good in the world. You know, you're bringing light. So that card number 2, people, is your reading about what has been flying under your radar. And I wish you good luck, and I wish you a lovely day or evening. Take care till next time. Bye. Hello, card number 3, people. So card number 3, people, we are going to start with this card from the Aquarian deck. I'm going to turn this, and we are going to see what has been flying under your radar. Something new to do with something practical, something grounded, something maybe to do with money or finances, but something that is just beginning. And this is interesting because maybe it's something that, you know, this was something that could have really been, well, it will be when you notice it. So there's something that's currently flying under your radar, but that might bring you something that could make your life more rich, which is very exciting. So let's see what the Black Walnut runes have to say about this. They are the Black Walnut runes, not the Black Willow runes. I have no idea where that came from. I invented a tree. So it's exciting though. So let's see what we can do. So I'm going to lay down the entire spread. I generally, I'll let the first, where does this want to go? I let the first reading in a session dictate the shape of what the readings are going to look like, and then I build the rest of the readings to match. So let's get the last rune, the outcome rune for this. Nice. Okay, so look at this, it's dancing. So your central issue is something that is expanding, something that has started small like an ember and is now expanding into a blaze. And it's very exciting. It's something that you've just noticed, and it's something that you can really use to make your life more rich, whether this is something to do with money or whether this is just something to do with something grounded and practical, but something that is going to bring you a richer sense of life, which is very, very exciting. Leading up to this, you've been following your heart, which is really, really good. This is definitely good. This is something that's going to be very heart-based, something close to your heart. We have Laguz, which is the rune of water and the lake, and it has to do with emotion, intuition, and heart. And this has to do with, I'm seeing this as sort of you've been following your heart along this way, and something very close to your heart has come to your attention, and now we're looking to expand this because it wants to expand. What is going to help you is control what you can. We have Ingvaz, which is Ing's rune. Ing is another name for Frey. Frey is the fertility god. And this has to do with active creation. And so you're going to look around and you say, well, I can't control everything, but I can work with what I have and control what I can. We've seen Ingvaz in all the readings so far in this session in different places. In this case, it's in the helping line. And it's basically saying, what can be done right now? What can be done to help this expand right now? And you will see this, and you'll see what tools you have and what you have at hand that you can work with, that you can start to bring this into being. What isn't going to help is if you're looking for support from other people, this might frustrate you because this is yours. This is something that you are seeing. You noticed it. Little red hen, you're the one who's going to notice this. You're the one that's going to bring it forward. You're the one that's going to do the mixing and the baking. So try not to let yourself become frustrated with other people because they're not ready or willing or able to help you. In this, it's really going to be you, and don't even worry about it. Like, that could drag you down as well. Just even thinking, well, nobody's going to help me with this. do you need them? Because at this stage, you're basically working with what you have to control what you can, and you don't need anybody else at the moment for this moment. So don't worry about it. And if anybody's going to be around to support you, then that's going to happen. But otherwise, you have the tools you need. So moving forward with that. And right here, this basically is saying the same thing. Your next step is you are tuning out the din of humanity. This is Mana's rune of humanity and your part in it. And it is reversed on the path line. So this is basically, you're going to be taking your own path with this. You're going to be marching to your own drummer with this endeavor. And you really won't, you not only won't need to hear the other people in the din saying, oh, you ought to do this, you ought to do that. You wouldn't want to, and you won't. It's not something you're going to want to do because you know what you're doing with this. And what's going to help you is just to basically focus on the journey of it. We have Raida, which is the rune of riding. It has to do with the journey, and just basically focus on your journey. You have already made so many steps that you know the rhythm of it at this point, and you're just going to carry forward with it. What isn't going to help is don't stop. We have Isa, which is the rune of ice, stand still. So it's going to be all about momentum in this. You're just basically getting your momentum really going so that it can continue. If you stop now, you're going to lose that momentum. So, and it'll take more to get it started up again. It doesn't mean that this is going to stall and not work anymore. Doesn't mean that you're going to miss an opportunity. It just means that you're going to have to take more energy and effort to restart it. So best to just keep the momentum going, move yourself forward, and don't worry about what the din of humanity is saying in your ears, because you don't need to hear that. And what this is going to lead you to is you're going to feel really, really on this path. You're going to feel very much like you're just in step with this. We have Ivaz, which is the rune of the yew tree, and it has to do with patience, slow growth, slow development. You are going to be doing this, and you know that every step of this is going to be going to be growing this. It's going to be making this more expanded and more good for you and making your life more rich. So you're just going to continue with working with what you have to control what you can, and then just carrying forward this journey, letting the momentum build and not worrying about what other people have to say, that how they would do it, because this isn't theirs, it's yours. So it's basically, you know how to do this one, and you're going to be on a good path. And as Blum says about Ivaz, results may not be immediate, but they are certain. So you know where you're going with this, you can see what you're getting from it, and just basically, keep up momentum. Don't worry about don't worry about other people not supporting you. Just basically carry forward, do the journey thing, keep moving forward, and all of this will continue to grow and bloom and blossom. All good. So that, card number 3, people, is your reading of what is currently flying under your radar, but no more. And I wish you good luck, and I wish you a lovely day or evening. Take care till next time. Bye. Hello, card number 4, people. So card number 4, people, we're going to turn this. We're going to see what is flying under your radar right now, and we're going to see, yes, so 9 of Cups. Things are pretty good. Even if you didn't think they are, when you actually turn your focus on things, what's been flying under your radar is the fact that things are pretty good. It's like one of those be careful what you wish for kind of things, as far as you have already quite a lot that is very good and very satisfying for you, and it's just going to be a matter of, let's appreciate this, and let's have some appreciation for the fact that you're doing pretty good in this particular regard. This one thing that you hadn't realized you were doing as well as you were. Yes, very good. So harvest happening. Yeah, because you've been comparing yourself to other people, and that's not really gonna help things. You're not going to feel as satisfied with what is absolutely yours if you're continually comparing it to other people, clearly. So let's get some runes down. These are Black Walnut runes, not Black Willow runes. I think I said Black Willow runes in the opening, and that's not even a thing. Black Walnut runes, because it's a fruit or nut bearing tree in the Tacitus, and this is definitely nut bearing. So let's see what the runes have to say. We have central issue is Yira. We're thinking about our harvest, and it has to also do with time, but mostly I'm seeing this as your abundance, your harvest. You actually have quite a lot already, and it is coming through, and you're feeling pretty good about it. Once you notice it, you'll feel really good about it. Leading up to this, you maybe have been spending some time comparing yourself to other people, and you're never going to be satisfied if you're doing that. But this is why this has basically turned your attention to what you have and what you are grateful for and what you appreciate. And you're like, you know what, I'm doing pretty good. Even given the time constraints of a life, I'm looking at how much time has passed and how little time may or may not be left. And I'm doing pretty good. I am bringing things through consistently. So I'm pretty satisfied. This is where you're at in this moment, where you've caught the thing that was flying under your radar, and it turns out that you're doing pretty good. What is going to help you is to really look inward on your journey, because a lot of this is going to be your inner world that is making you comfortable and feeling nourished and just basically not satisfied. What is the word I'm looking for? I don't know. It's basically your inner journey that you're taking, and the meaning that you give to things is going to help you a lot in terms of really appreciating this. This is a lot of joy and good emotions and richness of life as far as the meaning of it, the meaning of it, and the energy and the beauty and the creativity and the nice watery stuff, emotion, intuition, heart, all that good stuff. And this is basically, you're going to see this when you look inward, even more than if you look around you outwardly. And it's going to make you feel rich on the outside. What isn't going to help is you're still going to feel like you need to run around, maybe still hold over from this where you were comparing yourself to other people. You may still feel as though you may need to run around more than you need to. You may need to do more efforting, as that one instructor I once was listening to was saying. You may feel like you're required to do more efforting, but living is the efforting that you need to be doing. So you're basically already there. But it's not going to help you if you do that. You're going to wear yourself out. You're going to think you should be wearing yourself out, and that's not going to help. Enjoy your harvest. Enjoy the harvest that you are having, and look inward to the richness of meaning that you're giving to the things in your life. And that's going to help you appreciate things. You're really going to start to appreciate where you are and what you have. Your next step is you're going to learn something about yourself, and you probably will have learned it on this step, but things are going to start to become visible that maybe you weren't aware of before about yourself, but that were always there in this next step after this step here with the central issue of the harvest. We have Pertho reversed. Pertho is the rune of the lot box. This has to do with surprises and also fate. It's basically reversed on the path line, so this has to do with inner. You're going to learn something about yourself through this, and this is going to be very exciting for you. It's definitely going to make your life more, I don't want to say rich again. I don't want to say complete either, but it's going to make it more complete because you're going to be integrating more of yourself than you were before, and you're going to feel more of who you are than you were before. What is going to help you is we have Othala reversed. Othala is the rune of the home and the homeland. It has to do with, among other things, comfort zone. And also when it's reversed on the upper line especially, this has to do with letting go of things that no longer serve you. Once you have discovered this thing about yourself, you're going to be like, well, all this stuff that I've amassed where I've been trying to please other people when it's my life, I can let go of that. I don't need that. I don't need to have that in my life. It's sapping my energy. So you're going to let go of things that no longer serve you. But it's also going to be helping you. Once you do that, you're going to be moving a lot lighter out of your comfort zone. But mostly I'm seeing the things that you can let go and become lighter. The things are not serving you anymore. What isn't going to help you is we have Berkana. Berkana is the rune of the birch tree. It has to do with beginnings and birth. It's a new beginning for you, and this is scary. And this is why you don't want to let go of these things that you've sort of had around you when you were trying to please other people and you were trying to show that you were just like or more or just like them or better than them or whatever this was about. You're worried about a new beginning where you don't need that. Because that's a comfort zone. The old of like, I have to frantically continue to try to show that I'm just as good as everybody else. You need to be you. And once you've seen who you are on this step where you turn your journey inward and you go, oh my gosh, you know what, I have a lot of what I need to keep me feeling comfortable and rich. I feel pretty good. And you can let go of that. It is leaving your comfort zone to a certain extent because you're letting go of a lot of like franticness, but you don't need that franticness. You don't, and it's not going to help you, and it just makes you tired, so, and frantic and sad. So now that you're appreciating this, you can just let all of that go. And what this is going to lead you to ultimately is a greater sense of confidence and a greater sense of inner richness. We have Fehu reversed. Fehu is the rune of wealth and worth. It's cattle. It's the wealth that you tend. So as long as you're taking care of the things that are making you feel rich, then they will continue to make you feel rich. And it is reversed. So this is inner. So it's confidence. You're feeling confidence, good self-esteem, inner richness. It's looking good once you acknowledge this thing that has been flying under your radar, that is that you are absolutely worthy and that you have a lot more of what you need than you think. So that, card number 4, people, is your reading of what has been flying under your radar. I wish you a lovely day or evening. Take care till next time. Bye.